My dear learners, welcome to my class, and now I am telling you about English second paper for class 9, and it is very important for the class 9-10, especially it indicates 5 marks, and if you write correctly in the exam, then you will get full marks. I will say at first for your attention, I will say a sentence and you will need to write. Open your khatas, notebook and write down the rules. And it is, if I say, if you play in the rain. If you play in the rain, my sentence is not complete. So, for express your full feeling, you need to complete this sentence with the rest of the word. From this example, I think you understood what subject, what topics I am going to discuss before you. And yes, it is completing sentences. Completing sentences. Completing sentences means the sentence we know if we find a subject, a verb and an object, it is a sentence. But sometimes you need a large or big sentence to express our full feeling. As a result, we need sentence like complex, compound and simple. Usually we use simple sentences, and we know sentences are classified into two kinds. First is according to meaning, and second is according to structure. Now I am discussing about the sentences which means structural sentences. To complete a sentence, that means structural sentences are three kinds: simple, complex and compound. This is three sentences, and this kind of sentences will be given in our examination question paper. At first you have to identify it is simple or complex or compound, and you must know the making, the formation of simple complex sentences and compound sentences. Simple sentence is a sentence which has only a sentence, it is not with the conjunctions, but if a large sentence which indicates two part of sentence, that means two clauses, one one is subordinate and one is principal. And this subordinate and principal clause with expressed with join with a conjunction, and then it will be a complex sentence. And whenever we find two principal clause, then we will say this is compound sentence. And in our question, we have also some proverbs also, but at first I will tell you about simple sentence. Simple sentence has some characteristics, and wherever we find more verbs, then we need to make sure in subject maybe only a verb, and if we find more than one, we should turn it into one single subject. Like if look at the board and see what I am going to write. Seeing the thief seeing the thief, he woke up. Look at the sentence very carefully, then you will find here is a subject and this is also a subject. But here in simple sentence, here remain only a verb, and another verb we make it present participle, or as a result it is not remain a verb, the verbal noun. So whenever we find more than one verb, we need to change it into in noun form or principal form, etc., and only a verb and as an object will remain in simple sentence. But in case of complex and compound sentence, we need to use more than one verb and need to use conjunction to complete the sentence. In this way, if we want to change a complex sentence into a simple sentence, we need to know what is complex sentence. Complex sentence is a sentence. Complex sentence is a sentence which has more than one verb, and that means it has two parts. One is principal and another is subordinate. Principal clause can the idea, the feeling, without helping, without taking help from subordinate clause. But subordinate clause cannot express one's feeling without the helping of principal clause. For example, look at the board and listen and watch very carefully. And it is, if you come, I shall, will go. Here is a sentence and it is complex sentence because it has a principal clause. I shall or I will go. It is principal clause because it can express one's feeling without helping of this sentence. But if we say if you come, then our feeling remain incomplete. As a result, to express our feeling fully, we need to use I shall or will go. And you understood that subordinate clause, it is subordinate clause and it needed if, conjunction if, and conjunction always be in a subordinate clause. If you say if you come, then the listener's mind will go. What happened then? After that, then we can say I shall or will go. If we say this two clause with the if conjunction, then it is a complex sentence. Now the question, if we want to change this complex sentence into simple sentence, why should we do? Listen very carefully and watch that board what I am doing. Then you will practice it in your house, in your study room. It's a complex sentence, and if I want to make it simple, I should write in this way. At first, I have to change the word come into participle or verbal noun, come to coming. Coming, you, coming, you, I shall come, I shall coming, you, I shall go. Or I can say you in another example. coming. I shall go. In this way we have some particular structure to change a complex sentence into simple. Another is compound. Compound sentence has two principal clauses, and these clauses we mix up, conjugated with the word or, and but. Look at the board, then you will find do or die. Here do and die are two words. That means it's a compound sentence and it is connected with or. If we turn it into simple or complex sentence, what we should do? If we make it complex sentence, we should use if at first. Then we need to write a subject if you, then verb if you do, then another subject you, auxiliary verb we. So it's a complex sentence and it is a compound sentence. If you do, you will die. It's a complex sentence. And do or die, it's a compound sentence. For this lesson, we can say simple sentence only has a clause and a complex sentence has more than one clauses, and compound sentence also has two or more clause. And it is complex sentence, it has a one principal clause and one or two subordinate clause. Compound sentence has two principal clause, and this compound sentence connected with three conjunctions or more with or, and but. But complex sentence has so many conjunctions, and the conjunctions are used before subordinate clauses. From my lesson, I think you understood only the structure of simple, complex and compound sentence. In my next class, I will show you how can we change a simple sentence with compound or complex sentence or vice versa. To your better understanding, you need to open your grammar book and practice and write and read also the rules of changing simple sentence into complex and compound. Thank you for next class.